have you seen Gladiator? Because if you have, you've definitely seen Gladiator. That's how they say it. Gladiator. WNBC. Gladiator Jr. is a new movie directed by Ridley Scott. It's written by David Scarpa. You should Scarpa after writing a script like this, because all he did was have a look at the person next to him and copy their homework. Because Gladiator 2 is about as much a sequel as The Force Awakens is. Meaning, yeah, it's a sequel to previous films. But it's also the exact same movie as the first film. The exact same one. There are differences, like they needed to split Russell Crowe in two. So you've got Gladiator Jr., who's got the Gladiator side, that's Paul Mescal. Then you've got Pedro Pascal, who's the Roman general part. And then the sides will meet. And then it'll be all about the Gladiator, you see. So, the plot's the same. We start off with, though, a different kind of battle. It's a sea-based siege battle by the Romans, which doesn't make much sense because they can do a war like this. They probably have. But when they already control a good portion of the surrounding area of the place that they're attacking in Numidia, why wouldn't they just land, on land and go around that way? Wouldn't that have been easier than, ship siege engines and stuff, and you're more a land army anyway? Alright, anyway. But the Gladiator, you see, he's fighting on the enemy side this time, instead of the Roman side, so it's different, you see. And Pedro Pascal's on the Roman side. Oh, and there's beef between them now. Or something like that. Now, of course, so what happens? The Gladiator, he's going to become a gladiator now because he got captured because they lost the war and now he's a slave. And he has to fight in the arena. And it's the same story. Like, you've seen Gladiator. This movie does Gladiator, but worse. How do they do it worse? Well, Paul Mescal's got, half the charisma that Russell Crowe does. Just, half. So he's boring. His character even says, I'm not prone for giving speeches. And then he gives the most lamest speech ever. And everyone's uplifted by it and gone, yay! Boo! One of his lame-ass speeches ends the film. Pfft. Boring. And what is the ultimate aim of the Gladiator and the General? Of course, it's to bring back a Roman Republic. We got to bring about Marcus Aurelius's dream, which is a load of wank, and I wish they kind of ignored that part of it anyway. So, yeah, it's an uninspired, unoriginal sequel where you get the fight scenes, right? And I still like a lot of the fight scenes in the original Gladiator. They hold up. A bit too much of the shaky cam at some points, but they're pretty cool. In this one, though, they're lame. It's like they got the Spinal Tap speakers, right? And decided to just, 11? No. Keep this between 6 and a 7. We'll just bounce between a 6 and a 7. Wouldn't it be cool, though, if this went for a little longer? If we made this a little bit more action-packed and exciting? Or anything? Nah, we're over it now. It's finished. Alright, so none of these fights are satisfying. So the story's going to back it up. No, it's the same story. So, yeah. You know what saves this movie? It's one man. One man! It's Denzel Washington, who chews the scenery. I can't tell if I'm going to say wonderfully or marvellously, so both. He's fantastic. He's the only guy who looks like he's having any fun in this movie. He knows what he's there for, and he just goes for it. Denzel Washington as Macrinus steals the fucking movie. And he gets to interact with every character in this movie. From Gladiator's mum, Connie Nielsen, who's back. I think even everyone except maybe Derek Jacobi, but yeah, so if you're a Denzel fan, this actually might be worth watching. Just his performance. He's absolutely just, you can't take your eyes off him. And the other thing is, the emperors aren't all that evil. At least not as evil as, say, Commodus, who was a piece of shit in that first movie, and you wanted him to die. Well, in this movie, Gita and Caracalla thwart plans to overthrow them, perfectly legitimately, right? And they host games and stuff. Like, sure. But they don't do anything, like, too evil or wicked that makes you think, man, they're on a class with Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus. No. They're just, I don't know, effeminate, so maybe that's why they should be looked down on or something. What is it with making them all effeminate? You know, if you look at a bust of Caracalla, he looks like Paul Mescal. Like, what are you doing? No, and any evil emperors, they're all effeminate. That's the thing we're going with. I don't like it, and they're not that evil compared to, well, they're Roman emperors. They're all evil, but yeah, no, I don't like this movie. Do I sound bored talking about it? This movie's fucking boring. It's about as long as the first one too, and I'm going to give it a fucking 2 out of 10. 1 point less than I gave the original Gladiator, because this one just copied its homework and did it shitter. Yeah. Oh, Gladiator's got all the fucking other guys behind him. Yeah, let's go, let's go. You don't buy it because he's just so uninspiring. Oh, God. I turned to my wife, right, 5 minutes into this, and I'm like, I bet you they just do the plot of the first movie. And they did. Man, that sucks. That's the fucking laziest kind of sequel there is. Don't bother making a number 3. Jesus Christ.